Assalamu alaikum, this is Muhammad Khair, math teacher of KKI schools. Our mission today to find the circumference of circle and to find also the radius. First of all, let us define the circumference. What is the circumference? The circumference, my dear students, if you have any circle, you see the distance around a circle. Okay, the distance around the circle, we call it circumference, and we denote it by C. Okay, and to find the circumference for any circle, or the distance around any circle, we need to find something, or to know something, or to measure something, which called the radius. And the radius is the distance between the center of the circle to the circumference. So this piece called radius, and we denote it by r. Now to find the circumference, actually I need the r. Okay, and to find the circumference, you need to multiply a constant 2 pi multiply by r. Okay, teacher, we know the r, which is the radius, and we know the c, which is the circumference. But what about this guy? This guy called pi. It's called what? Pi. And it is equal number. This pi equal number, and I told you before, it is 3.14. And this golden number, it is come from, okay, it is come from where? I will tell you at the end of this video. Okay, remind me, don't forget that. Okay, now let us come back to the circumference. To find any circumference for any circle, I said I need the radius. Okay, I find it. It is r. Only you need this. Okay, suppose the radius, give me the radius. For example, it is 5 or 3 meter. The radius is 3 meter. The radius equal 3 meter. Can I find the circumference now? Yes, you just say the circumference equal 2 pi multiply, yes, multiply 3. Okay, now 2 multiply 3 equal 6. And what's about the pi, teacher? Put it as it is. So the circumference equal 6 pi meter, the unit, don't miss it. Okay, we done, teacher? Yes, we done. So we only find the radius and multiply it by 2 pi. We done? Yes. Let us take another example. Suppose the radius of this circle, teacher, can I take the distance or the radius from here to here? Yes, it is the same. So the radius here in suppose it is 4 meter. Okay, how we can find the radius? Okay, let us do it again. How we can find the circumference? Okay, sorry, C equal, which is the circumference, 2 pi, all of time 2 pi. Yes, it is constant, not change. Okay, it is like a number. Okay, it is a number actually. So multiply, what is the radius here this time? C. Yes, it is 4 meter. Yes, so put 4 here. Now 2 multiply 4 equal 8, and then put the pi, and you done, and don't miss the unit meter. Okay, the meter, okay, or centimeter, whatever the unit. Suppose it is centimeter, you will be angry? No. So centimeter, whatever the unit. Okay, great, teacher. Okay, now we find out, we know how to find the circumference. My question to you, my dear student. Okay, my question for you now. Suppose he asks you to find the radius. We know how to find the circumference. Okay, done? Done. Now, the second issue is to find the ratio, the radius. I'm so sorry. To find the radius, how I can find the radius from this equation? We learned how to write or to solve any equation, or to write any equation for a variable, and this time for r. Okay, and we said the 2 pi, it is the coefficient of r. Let me rewrite it here again. Okay, to find the radius, c equal 2 pi r. Okay, now what is the I want to write the the equation for r. Okay, for r. Okay, now because I want to write the equation for r, that means I have to make it alone and happy. Yes, you remember that. Good. So we freeze the r, and we try to eliminate the 2 pi. Okay, and you know we call 2 pi, it is the coefficient of r. And how we eliminate the coefficient? Great, by divide by 2 pi the right side, and divide 2 by the left side. Okay, now we eliminate this, and the r now happy and alone, which equals c over 2 pi. Nice. Teacher, can you repeat? Oh, okay, I will repeat, don't worry. Again, we know that the circumference equal 2 pi r, and my student know how to write for a variable, for a certain variable. For example, this time he will write for the radius, because he asked me what is the radius, so it is the variable, okay, of my equation here. Okay, this is the variable that I want to write the equation for it. Okay, now I freeze the r and try to eliminate or cancel the 2 pi. It is the coefficient, yes, and we know this equation. Actually, this is the left side and this is the right side. All of my students know that. So how I can eliminate the 2 pi from here? I know there is a multiplication hidden between the 2 pi and the r, so the inverse is divide. Yes, so divide by 2 pi. Okay, and divide by 2 pi here. Okay, my dear student, so c over 2 pi equal r. So teacher, if I want to find r, I divide the circumference over 2 pi, then I can find the radius. Yes, you don't believe me? Come and see. Now suppose we have this circle. Okay, I will erase this. Okay, and we know that any radius, to find any radius for any circle in the world, you need the circumference, okay, divide by the constant 2 pi. Okay, great. Now suppose he give you the circumference for this pool, okay, and the circumference equal, it is given, okay, for example it is 40 meter, okay, and he asked me find the radius of this circle. I say it is easy. I know the formula of the radius. It is equal circumference over 2 pi. So teacher, I just need to move the C and write the 40. Yes. Is this hard? No. And then I have to simplify. Yes. We have 40 over 2. 40 over 2, teacher, it is look like 40 divided by 2. Yes, 40 divided by 2 equal 20. So 20 over pi, the radius equal. And don't miss the unit. Okay, it is meter. One more example for the sweet students. Okay, now all of time it is used to, to ask you about the circumference, and directly my student is they are very smart. They multiply 2 pi, multiply the r. Suddenly they try to trick my student and they ask them find the radius. My student very smart, so they divide by 2 pi this side and by 2 by this side, and this cancelled, and they said r equal the circumference over 2 pi, and they give them, or they give my student the circumference equal, for example, 12 meter, and he asked them find the radius. He challenged them, but my student very strong and very smart. They know before to find the r they need only the circumference, and they take the circumference, which is 12, then they divide it by 2 pi, and they know also that to simplify this they just divide 12 by 2, which equal 6, and don't miss the pi. Okay, my dear student, okay, you know how to find the r or the radius. It is equal circumference over 2 pi. It is very important. Okay, now let us talk a little bit about the pi. It is coming from where? Actually, if you ask me what is the pi, it is a number equal to 3.14 or 22 over 7. Okay, but teacher, can you tell me from where we get this pi? Yes, I can tell you. This pi, they take different size of circles, and then when they measure the circumference for each circle and divide it by the diameter, which is the distance between 2 points in the circumstances under one condition, that pass from the center, you know the diameter is double of r. Okay, again, when they measure the circumference of circle and divide it by d, and take another circle, okay, one bigger, okay, and measure the circumference of this circle, and divide it by the diameter. It is diameter, yes, and they take, sorry, and they measure also another one different circle and measure the circumference for this circle and measure the diameter. Okay, they find out, my dear student, all these ratios. C1, or the first circumference divide the diameter, give 3.14. Oh my God. Then when they calculate this by the calculator, don't worry, after they measure the diameter, the circumference divided by the diameter, they find it also 3.14. Oh my God. Okay, when they measure the circumference and divide it by the diameter, they find it also 3.14. Oh my God. So they surprised. Okay, and after they surprise, they call this number a golden number, and they decided to call this number by a symbol denoted by a symbol which called this symbol, and they call it pi. And actually it is called a golden ratio. Okay, it is a golden ratio. If you don't believe me, take any circle at your home and measure the circumference, okay, and write it up like this, and measure the diameter, my dear student, and write it down, and use your calculator, you'll and do the division, you will get 3.14. Okay, and something here, tick 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 tick, numbers. Okay, okay, for any circle in the world. Okay, this is the story for the pi. Thank you for watching. This is Muhammad Khair, and I hope you get the whole benefit from me, and see you later, my sweet alligators. Goodbye.